Welcome to another week of halftime adjustments. We starting off with the NBA this week, and we are talking James Harden.
Oh boy.
So as you know, there's been a lot of news around Mr. James Harden talking about wanting to be traded.
Yeah, well, here, what's new about him wanting to be traded? It's like every other year, he wants to be traded from one team to another. He's been on like 9 different teams for his whole career. It's getting pretty old. And I'm usually not one to hate on people and hate on players because I'm not like a basketball aficionado or anything like that. But for my entire lifetime watching the NBA and with him being in the NBA for like, 13, 14 years now, it's no consistency with him. It's no like commitment. There's no like, I'm here to stay, blah, blah, blah. I want to win a ring. I want to get better. That's it. It's just always some drama surrounding him. So anyway, yeah, I digress, but maybe we can get into the call of the topic here.
I mean,
before I unleash like.
So, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. So originally, he just requested a trade. So the start of the saga started early in the offseason with him wanting to be, he wanted to be somewhere else. He was already able to opt out and become a free agent. Mm-hmm. He opted in. So
Houston,
now we're
Brooklyn, Philly.
This is the trade that he's requesting. He doesn't want to play in Philly anymore. But apparently there are some issues brewing on the back end. He doesn't trust Daryl Morey, whatever his name is. So,
calling him a liar.
Call him a liar and all that, yada, yada, yada. So here we are. Mm-hmm. So the real question is, it's 2 of them this week. Do you think that James Harden will be traded? Because right now all trade talks have stopped. And 2, is it justifiable that he's requesting a trade?
So to answer your first question, I don't think he will be traded. I think he's going to have to either sit out or he's going to have to just play in Philly.
So with the new CBA, he can't sit out from what I'm remembering. I think that's right.
Yeah, I think it could be right, yeah.
Yeah, so I think if you sit out, that just adds another year on or whatever. I got to do some more
lose
research.
Money too.
Yeah, you lose money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that sitting out is an option at this point. So I think he has to play and potentially fake an injury.
Great. Like, just like the one time he showed up to camp fat and then they ended up trading him.
Brooklyn.
Right. So
I mean, that was Houston.
Yeah, that was Houston and then he went to Brooklyn
and he did
from
it
there.
in Brooklyn.
Oh boy.
I think he wore a fat suit in Brooklyn. He cut weight fast.
So, but to answer your question on the first one, I don't think that he's going to be traded for more reasons than one. The first reason would be Daryl Morey would just want to stick it to him. Just be like, nah, you're not going to get what you want. Because you're calling me a liar, you put things out there that may not be true, and you're painting this picture on my organization to make it seem like I'm this fascist kind of dictator.
No, I definitely think it's true.
Or whatever. It could be true, but it's not your place to...
I definitely think it's true.
All right, but it's not your place to put it out there like that.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Especially given your history of...
requesting trades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other part is, given his history of requesting trades and being the way that he is, I don't think that any team is going to want to take that on. For one, his contract is too hefty. For 2, they're not going to want to take it on. You know what I mean? They're not going to want to take on that kind of drama into their organization. And he hasn't really proven that he can help win a championship. And these are just, objective facts right now. Just the casual fan, again, like I'm not, I'll take any kind of rebuttal that comes with it. But I just think, 1, no team wants him, and 2, Daryl Morey is like, fuck you.
I understand. So my thing is, I understand the backhand deal because he did take a pay cut to get the team better, and the pay cut for getting $35 million is wild.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a hell of a pay cut.
The pay cut is wild, but right. I mean, I think what he was supposed to get around 40, 45, whatever.
Okay,
but that's one thing. So I'm assuming it was a handshake deal of, I'm going to get you on the back end. We'll take care of you next year when you're a free agent, which is why he opted in, so he could get traded, but he didn't want to burn them. So I understand the business made sense. As a superstar, you know you're ready to move on. You take care of your organization. You don't want them to lose you for nothing. I get it. Now, is he going to be traded? Not to the destination that he wants to. Like, you're not going to LA to be a Clipper.
Of course not.
It's not happening.
Well, and there again, like, who do you think the Clippers are going to really take on that contract?
I mean, what room do they have to take on that contract?
Have that. You're going to have Kawhi Leonard, who's going to play 36 games in the season. Then you're going to have James Harden, who's not going to show up when it matters most.
Playoffs.
And then you're going to have aggressive Russell Westbrook, and then Paul George, who might be your only star that you have that's consistent.
And that's if he ain't hurt.
If he not hurt.
I mean, so
you think the Clippers, what's his name, Steve Ballmer, is going to want to do that?
I mean, so he's very aggressive. Now, I don't think he's as aggressive as the Suns owner.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't making moves like that. But, I mean, when you got that type of money, the cap doesn't matter to you. You know what I mean? Because you just want to win. And I think that James does help that team win. But it's what are you sacrificing to get to that point? You're going to have to give up a lot. That's $35 million in cap that you're going to have to relinquish if you're the Clippers. So, who are you giving up? You giving up all your young...
Paul George.
I mean... But why would you give up Paul George when Paul George is your only piece?
For somebody that's going to play 70 games.
To me,
75 games.
To me, Paul George is the greatest second option in this modern NBA. I wouldn't say like you got Pippen and blah, blah. We ain't about to get into the semantics of you Aaronites who just the 90s, the 80s. I don't care. I don't care. We're talking about right now, from like 2010s-ish to 2020, I feel like Paul 2020s, Paul George is the best second option. He will play defense and offense. That's what you want. He will get you buckets and he gonna lock up or attempt to. He do got a lot of buzzer beaters on him. But we're not slandering PG because that's my guy. But one thing that you're not gonna do is you're not gonna give up your only reliable two-way player. Because Kawhi is a two-way player, but his knees have forsaken him.
Yeah, and I'll push back on this and say that maybe Paul George is not their second option. Maybe he is the Clippers' first option.
Nah, it's Kawhi.
Which would be why it would be difficult for someone to justify a James Harden to the Clippers trade. Because unless you're trading Kawhi Leonard to the Sixers for James Harden straight up, it doesn't make sense.
Man, he might get jumped. Bro, I know them Philly fans have not forgot about that Game 7 shot. Bro, he might get stumped out immediately off the airport.
I don't think so. I think they'd be like, well, just do that shit for us.
No, still smoke. No. You still got to see me. There's some players that hit some buzzer beaters on the Suns that still got to see me.
That's wild because it's years ago. Like it's been several different champions since then.
Don't care. Still smoke.
That's crazy.
Still smoke.
But that's just like football. The refs got to still see me.
They still got to see me 20. So still, because he's right there looking. We ain't even talking about.
I get it.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole. It's still
Whatever.
Smoke. But I mean, so when you think about it, I think if you do give up Kawhi Leonard, I think does that make the Clippers better? Potentially, because you actually have a star who might be there during the postseason, so you might actually have a chance at running. But again,
he'll be there. But
is James gonna show up?
Yeah.
What version you gonna get? You gonna get MVP James or you gonna get Fat Suit James? Buddy built like me.
You gonna get James Harden that's gonna want to pass first, and then if you think that Paul George is the second option and he's gonna end up being the first option in the playoffs, that's like a lose-lose for the Clippers.
I mean, I don't know, because I feel like Paul George is heavily slept on for his scoring number one option runs. Like in Indy, he did it well before the injury. Hell, even when he was doing it with the Thunder, I mean, he was cooking. He had an MVP season before he got hurt. You know, I think he finished like second or third or whatever. Like, he can do it, but I mean, most people aren't building around Paul George. And like,
So maybe that's the mistake.
I think that is the mistake. But is James the person you want to build? Do you want to put an aging James Harden next to Paul George? No. You want to put youth around him to where people make up for his deficiencies. He really doesn't have any. He's probably one of the most complete players in the league. He's going to play defense. He's going to play offense. Like, you can argue maybe he can make a little better, but who cares? Get somebody to do it. You want him scoring. So, I don't know. I don't think that solves the Clippers' woes. I think that's just
I don't think there's
stop.
a team in the NBA that's going to want to say, hey, James Harden is going to fix all of our problems. We'll give you the house for James Harden if you unload him. That's just one side of it. The other side is, I think Daryl Morey is like, dude, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but play out your contract. Because I also think it may be something else that we don't know about this. Like, maybe that handshake deal had something to do with Daryl saying, all right, you get us to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? We got your max deal or whatever you want. Yeah. You get us there to the Eastern Conference Finals. You get us to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got you. Yeah. But you've been there 2 seasons and we get bounced in the same round. We doing the same shit. So now I got to blow it up.
It'd be like that.
Or not even blow it up, but just let it ride. Like, if you can get us there, get us there. But I'm not going to give you more money. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, make your situation better and you're not reciprocating that. So,
yeah. I think his game is just, it's not built for the postseason. Like, prior to the rule change, you heavily relied on that foul call, and you're not getting that anymore, especially in the postseason. That's why
you
you
get technicals for that shit now.
Yeah, so it's like
rule change.
So it's, you know what you're getting with James Harden. Me personally, I think at his age, it's about that time to just start aging out and just hooping for the sport of.
Be a vet.
He should have just went to Houston. Like, have fun.
Yeah, be a vet. You know what I'm saying? Be that veteran presence in the locker room. Still show he's still a great player. Like, he's still an all-star level player. But
yeah,
it's just that time where a lot of teams aren't willing to take that risk to be like, yeah, I got to have James Harden. Because even then, if you do put him on any other team, he's not going to be your number one for most teams. Unless you get him to like a team that's rebuilding. The Wizards or something like that, you know.
I mean, that could be a solid stop, though. But it'd be mental. That's the horrible stop for him.
I'm just saying.
You know what Charles Barkley said about San Antonio? We ain't going to go no further. But we got more to come on the James Harden story. You know,
I hope it's more positive. I think he should just stay in Philly and just play that out and figure it out there.
Just finish the season.
Ain't no more bouncing around, bro.
Just finish the season, then sign where you want.
I love your wine is dope, by the way.
I ain't had it.
Bro.
It's like
that. Right. Yeah.
Gonna have to try that.
For sure.
Have a taste test if you will.
Yeah. Our producer likes it.
All right. Stay tuned. You ain't even say your line. That's crazy.
Stay tuned.
You got me switching scripts and whatnot.